As European countries like Switzerland look to ban electric vehicles to avoid energy supply crises as winter gears up, will Canada consider doing the same? Hey, how's it going, folks? Celine Gallus here with Rebel News with the latest on the electric vehicle scandals breaking their way across the globe, as per usual. And as winter fully gears up for many of the countries publicly disparaging the use of fossil fuels, Switzerland may become the first country to ban electric vehicles to avoid power supply cuts and blackouts this winter. As a country that would normally rely on power imports from neighboring countries like Germany and France, the warring between Russia and Ukraine has put certain constraints on electricity imports. Same goes for other European countries as well. Now, to bypass these inevitable electrical constraints, the Swiss Federal Electricity Commission, or ELCOM, will now look to seek additional resources, namely fossil fuels, and natural gas from neighboring countries like Germany, Austria, and Italy. It's almost like the solution to power crises is to invest in a sustainable oil and gas-based solution. We've come full circle yet again. With that said, we can't all be like the ruling elite whose attempts to contribute to the climate change agenda are savory at best. Folks, they even travel back and forth from the numerous climate change summits that they attend on a yearly basis on electrical private jets that produce zero carbon emissions. The complimentary snacks aren't warm peanuts, but in fact crickets, to reduce their carbon footprint. Oh wait, that's not true. But they want you to eat the bugs, right? But they want you to give up your diesel-based engines? Forgo driving and getting to work? Right. Another very unsurprising case of do what I say, not as I do. Take Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, for example. Trudeau has proven to be a real advocate when it comes to ushering in Agenda 2030, all due to the alleged climate change emergency the world faces. And yet the data from 2019 to June 2022 indicates that while Trudeau and his conniving Liberal caucus were telling everyone to stay home and stay safe, they chartered more trips and burned through more fuel than ever before during the so-called pandemic. Want to know the total? A whopping 76 million liters of fuel were burned through the Prime Minister's Challenger and Polaris jets, all in the name of climate change, right? Take a look at the documents. I mean, I get the legitimate hype and appeal behind electric vehicles. They look unique and are the latest technological jump from decades of exclusively diesel-powered engines. But to what end? For one, Canada's electric grid couldn't handle having that many electric cars charging at once, and the procedure, or lack thereof, for mining lithium and cobalt, which is the very expensive and very non-renewable main ingredient necessary to construct batteries for these electric vehicles, are unregulated at best. Think mass damage to ecosystems, the further degradation of soil, and arguably worst of all, there's a concern of some countries relying on child labor to mine lithium. It also approximately takes 2.2 million liters of water to produce just 1 ton of lithium. And the most hysterical point to all of this? Well, all the equipment used to drag saltwater deposits for lithium carbonate, diesel, or to mine, refine, and acidify lithium ore into a malleable substance, including the obscene amounts of tractor trailers and other transportation vehicles, they all run on diesel, folks. Not so green now, is it? And forget other countries with more milder climates. Electric cars have been known to misfire in Canada's harsh winters. And despite all this, and all the other very sensible reasons not to eliminate fossil fuels, we've seen multiple examples of Trudeau's appointed Liberal cabinet ministers, namely Minister of Transportation Omar Al-Jabra, promote Agenda 2030.
All new vehicle sales are mandated to be electric by 2035. Transportation Minister Omar Al-Ghabra says that although the goal to go fully electric in this time frame is ambitious, it's not just on the federal government to make sure that we get there.
Today, we can say there are several plans that are being announced for building these cars here at home, for building the products associated like batteries and car components here at home. And we are invested in our budget close to $500 million to help municipalities and regions build infrastructure for refueling those vehicles. So we are working at it from different levels. Yes, it feels that we're behind and we all need to work together to get to that goal, but we're all committed to getting there.
Currently, 8% of Canadians have purchased an EV, meaning Canada is well on its way to achieving its short-term goal of 10% EV sales by 2025.
If I know this and you know this, then they do too, folks. For Rebel News, this was Celine Gallus. If you agree that the globalists' unethical shift towards obtaining their so-called green energy reset by banning fossil fuels is unneeded, unwanted, and unacceptable, simply go to nogreenreset.com and sign our petition there.